First thing, in an organization, they look for job security. That is the prime concern. How an organization performs, whether how they have been doing things in past few years. Okay, so that is the main aspect that actually a lot of employees look into in an organization, mainly on the security part of it. Okay, with the current situation in the country and even globally, whether things have been stable, that is something that they have been looking forward to. Second point is career progression, because nowadays people don't want a job, they want a career. That is the most important thing. Whoever who wants to move along with their life, okay, that is something that they look forward to. Rather than having a job, they wanted to have a career. So if you take many years back, or probably during our parents' era, they have been doing the same thing over and over again for many years. But nowadays it is not the case. Okay, so which we need to make sure that they have a very stable career progression which can be shown to the employees. The third thing is basically people want to see whether they work for a great place. That is a very important thing. The reason which a lot of people want to see, on the organization whom they work for, whether you can learn from your boss, whether you have a very comfortable environment, okay, the atmosphere. There are a lot of things which really counts into to an organization. So that is a very serious concern when it comes to organizations, which a lot of people look into. So in summary, there are three things. First thing is the job security. The second thing is the culture of the organization. Third thing is whether it is a great place to work. Retaining talent is a very challenging task when it comes to organizations. So employees, they want to have new challenges in their career. So that is something that they really look forward to. They really don't want to do the same thing over and over again. A repetitive thing over a period of time, it make them bored. So they want to have something new adding up into their portfolio, into their career, whatever that is coming in, that they take it as a challenge. So if we fail to give that continuous change, then it'll be a concern for us to retain them. Career progression which is a very important thing in an organization, where we have to make sure that we set our records right in order to have a continuous career progression for the employee. If we don't do it right at the beginning itself, it's going to be a very serious concern. The reason which is where a lot of people want to have this progression shown at the inception itself, or probably at the beginning of the year, depending on what you are supposed to achieve on your KPIs and so on and so forth. So career progression plays a major role in an organization, which has to be shown, and we have to guide the employees in order to achieve that particular progression what we are looking forward to. In my career, I think 23 years working for a leading telecommunication organization itself a most defining moment in my career. Having said that, I think the turn that I took towards supply chain management, that really changed the way that I looked at things. It really molded me, and how things could be done differently, how you can add value to the organization, and how you can add value to the organization strategy. These things really came into the picture when I started working alongside with supply chain, with my business units and the relevant stakeholders. So that really molded me into becoming a professional in the industry. I think we have learnt about supply chain disruption in many textbooks and in classrooms and all. I think this was the time which we were really put into practice to understand what supply chain disruption is. Globally, there were many challenges which COVID-19 brought us. The way that we think, way that we look at matters, how we're going to handle challenges. Okay, there have been global shortages in materials like steel and semiconductors and so on and so forth. So how are we going to do things differently in order to sustain the business which has been a very challenging task for every supply chain professional since recent past. So this really put us into where we had to put our thinking cap on and to relook at things in a complete different way and take forward the business, how we can adjust our sail in order to support the businesses to sustain. It actually became a sort of survival in business rather than taking a head on. But yes, we have been able to, as an organization, or most of the organizations in the country, which they have been able to take it forward. We are very much more an import-dependent market. Sri Lanka's foreign currency shortage has really put us on spot with respect to how are we going to make payments to our vendors and suppliers. So that is something, that is a challenge that we all have been currently going through, which we really have to work very closely along with the authorities in order to move forward in business. These are basically only few challenges that I just pointed out, but there are many more challenges in the market that we have been facing due to various factors. I think as supply chain professionals, we have to make sure that we take this challenge head on, and how we could take this challenge forward and face that. And we need to have a very smooth run going into the business, otherwise businesses will get impacted. At the end of the day, the consumer will get impacted. So we have to make sure that we take these challenges very seriously and find alternative ways how we could handle these challenges. So that's something that every supply chain professional needs to look into. Supply chain management is basically growing and which is going to help all the emerging segments in an organization. So that's a very key role which has to play. So from the time that we wake up in the morning and until the time that we go to sleep, okay, supply chain is basically part of our life, though we don't realize it. Okay, so that's a very important thing that we all miss out, though we don't talk about it. Learning supply chain management will definitely mold you, shape you, teach you how to relook at things in a complete different manner. That is something that will definitely help you to embark your career. So that's an important part which I see, or which I have learned in my journey being a supply chain professional. Sri Lanka is headed towards the right direction simply because of its major geographical location, because it connects the Asia Pacific towards the west, and Sri Lanka being the hub. And there are a lot of emerging opportunities that we see in supply chain industry moving forward in this country. We can notice there are a lot of young professionals who are coming towards learning supply chain management, and what I feel is we should invite more supply chain professionals or youngsters to learn supply chain management, because this has opened up a lot of opportunities in Sri Lanka as well as globally, which you can contribute towards the organizations, because this is a very important role in an organization.